Hi, and welcome to another session in the Crafting Corner with me, Valerie Graham. Today we're going to be working on a type of wreath that you can use in your home. This is a straw hat. I used a straw hat to create this, okay? And what it is I painted the hat, the dome of the hat, I painted it yellow, and then I painted the brim of it green, and I put these petals on all over the edge. Now the petals, they're all glued on, and then I also have the words. You know, I'm big on having a word on your projects. And so I have words like welcome, blessed, and grateful, I think it is. I think those are the three words that I have available for you in your kits. And then I also have some ladybugs, I got some flowers, and there's something, I got butterflies, and just a little bit of everything, a bumblebee that you can attach to your wreath. This is a Hawaiian lei. Okay, and it comes like this, right? And all you're going to do is wrap it around like this, and then you'll cut off the excess, and then glue it right to the brim of the hat. I mean, the dome of the hat. Okay, so that's one design. This one I tried to create more like a Gerber daisy. You know, the Gerber daisies, they have that little brown area inside on the inside, and then it's like an orangey yellowish color on the also on the inside, and then you have your different color petals. In this case, it's pink. Okay, and then I had another ladybug. I put my ladybug down here this time. Now, for the one that I'm going to do with you, I'm going to use lavender petals, okay? Now the petals, they don't come pre-cut. You're going to have to cut them yourself, okay? So what you're going to get in your kit, you're going to get a strip of fabric like this, okay? It's doubled, right? Let's even it up a little bit, okay? And then fold it again. And if you have a good pair of scissors, you should be able to cut right through. But if you can't, just do two at a time, okay? You should be able to get 16 or more petals out of this one strip of fabric, okay? I think you could get a lot more. Because if I double it, I only need four petals on here, and then I'd still have extra fabric left over. So I'm going to show you what I did. Now I had a straight pin that I used to secure this in place, or you could use a safety pin or just hold it with your hand, and then try to get it as close to the edges as possible. You know what you do, cut this area off first. This is the raw edge. Cut that off first, okay, because you don't need that, and you don't want that to show up on your petal. Then move it over like that. See that? And then add your petal. Okay, because maybe you want to layer your petals. You could layer your petals too. You don't have to do them exactly the way I'm doing it. Okay, I'm going to cut straight through. I forgot to bring my good scissors. So I'm just going to cut around. Everybody gets a stencil of the petal that I did. Now you could create your own petal if you want. But this is the petal that I created. Okay? Then cut your stencils. Cut your petals. Okay, now this one I gotta trim it out just a little bit. Make it look a little neater. All right? Okay, so this gave me 4 petals. See? Now, if you need to, just trim the edges of your petals. Okay, make them nice and even, and clean. You want a nice clean looking petal. Okay. I should have brought my good scissors. I forgot my good scissors. Okay. All right, so these are just four of these petals. I'm going to cut 4 more because I want to use, I think I'm going to use a multicolored, I'm going to create a multicolored flower on my straw hat this time. So you can see how it looks. Maybe you have some fleece fabric at home that you can use. I think felt will work too, if you have some felt fabric. I didn't try felt. I had a lot of fleece. So that's why I'm using the fleece fabric. Okay, I cut this one a little bit better. Good. Okay. So I'm going to use a combination of this dark purple and this light purple, okay, for my petals. Now, let me just go over with you what's in the kit, okay? You're going to get a bag with paint and glue in it, all right? This green glue is green paint is for you to paint the base of your, the brim of your hat, and this yellow is to paint the dome. Then you have this little, I put a little blue one in there. This is for your word, okay? In this case, I have the word blessed, all right? So I'm going to paint my word blessed in blue. Then you have a pot of glue. This is for you to glue on your petals, okay? You have your Hawaiian lei, and then you also have your embellishments for you to attach to the hat once you get everything on there. You'll get a couple of brushes and, of course, your stencil and your strip of fabric. All right, so let's get started painting, because that's the first thing you want to do. You want to paint your, even before you glue, cut your petals, you want to paint first so that the paint will dry while you're cutting your petals. All right? So I'm going to start with the yellow to put this on the dome of the hat. Okay? So now you could use your paint in your you could, use the paint right from the pot, the little pot that you have, or you can put it in a plate, whatever you like, okay? And just paint all over the dome of your hat. You want to completely cover it, okay? Use the sponge brush, because that's the one you're going to get the best coverage with. Okay, and make sure you use a good amount of paint, because the straw hat, has these little cracks and crevices in it. So, and you want to make sure that you get those nicely covered. Okay, now when you're painting, while you're painting your hat, make sure you smooth out the paint. Okay, you don't want like globs of paint just sitting in one place, because it'll just take, the only thing it'll do is just take longer to dry. So you want to make sure that you're smoothing out your paint. I say use a good amount, but smooth it out so that it's nice and even and it'll dry evenly. Okay? I love this yellow. It's coming out very nicely. All right. Okay, so that's the yellow. All right, and don't worry if you go over, because as you can see on the hat, around the brim of the hat and around the bottom of the dome, it gets covered. So don't worry if you go over the lines, or you mix your color, your paints get mixed. It's okay. Okay? All right, see, I had a glob of paint sitting there, so I'm just gonna wipe that up. All right? All right, now I'm gonna go right into painting the green. Remember, keep your wipes handy for cleanup. Now, for the essence of time, normally I would just clean this brush, but it takes a little longer. I need to do it by the sink. So I just got another brush so that I can paint on the green, okay? So I'm just gonna add the green paint all around the brim. Now, I don't know if you have some paint at home. This is acrylic paint, okay? And you see how my green is kind of dark? I mean, if you want to lighten it up, you can using some white paint. I don't have, didn't put any white paint in your kit, but if you have paint at home and you want to mix your colors or change your colors, by all means do that. Like I said, I used acrylic paint. This is all acrylic paint that I'm using to paint my hat. And I want I want to give it a nice color. So maybe you could even use sky blue. That would be really pretty, to use a sky blue as the backdrop for your petals. But it's up to you. It comes with green, yellow, or the other paint. If you got a Gerber daisy flower, you might have like an orangey paint and some brown paint for your dome, to color your dome, like this one. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is coming out nicely. So we paint the dome of the hat, the brim of the hat. Okay, now I need to smooth this out because I want this to dry quickly so that I can show you how to apply the petals. So let me make sure I don't have any globs of paint, like right there and there. Smooth it all out nice and even so it can dry. Okay. Now, is this soaking through the other side? No, that's me. That's my painting. Okay, I'm wondering why I got so much paint on the table. Okay, always make sure you cover your area that you're going to be working on before you get started, so that you don't have a lot of cleanup. Okay. All right, so that's that. Now I'm going to paint my word. Okay, and in my case, I have the word blessed. All right, so we're going to paint that. I have this blue paint that I'm going to use to paint my word. Again, if you have other color paint, by all means, use whatever color you like to paint your word or even your hat. Okay, so I'm just going to cover this. You know what? I'm going to put it on this plate. So I don't get so much paint on the table. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of give it like I'm not putting a lot of paint on this. I'm just giving it like a dry brush just to add color to because you have a lot of paint. Once you dip it in this paint, you do tend to have a lot of paint in the brush. So you may not need to dip it as often, just to color it. See that? I might be able to paint this whole thing just with that, dipping it just twice. I need a little bit more paint. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Okay, let's close that up. All right, now this brush I'm going to wash it because we're going to need it for the glue when we start gluing. All right, now my hat is still a little wet, so I'm going to come back to you in a few minutes as I try to dry this hat out so we can put the petals on. Because if you don't, then the petals color, the green may come on the petals, and we don't want that. We want to have a dry hat in order to finish this project. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and my hat is somewhat dry, mostly dry, especially the green area where I'm going to be applying the petals. Now, because this is straw, drying paint on straw tends to take a little longer than most. I use the fan on this to get it to dry, but if you have the time, just set it aside and let it dry on its own. Okay? All right, so now we're going to apply the petals. So how I do that is I just lay the petals right at the base of the dome. Okay, and remember I said I'm going to use 2 different colored petals, and just lay them right next to each other all the way around the brim, like this. Now I'm using these 2 colors because I wanted to show you how to cut the petals out, and also so since I cut them, I want to use them up. Okay. So add the petals like this. All right, this looks good. It's coming along great. All right, I got a big space over here in the side, okay? So I'm just gonna move them over a little bit because I had a big space right there. So I see that I kind of overlap just a little bit on a couple of them. So it's just a matter of moving them over, that's all. All right? So now that I have all my petals in place, let's move that over a little bit, just a little bit. It's still overlapping a little bit. So now that I have all my petals in place, now I want to glue them down. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only used 7 this time. I think because I didn't trim them closer in, but that's okay. Long as I had enough petals to apply on there. You generally use about 16 petals. At least that's what I used on this one. I don't know, for some reason I used less petals on this one. Okay, but that's okay. All right, so you have your glue, and you remember the brush you used to paint your word. You know, we're going to clean that brush, and then use it to apply the glue to the back of the petals. Okay? So, all you do is take some glue, apply it here at the top, and then bring some down, because you don't want your petals to fly up once you hang it. All right? And just lay it right back in place where you took it from. Okay? So that's my first petal. Again, take your glue, apply it right here, You want to make sure you apply a good amount, and then apply some here so that your petals again don't fly up. Okay, and then place it right there. Same thing, and we just keep going all the way around until we get all our petals glued on. I kind of like this purple. Looks pretty good. Okay. Now remember, you still need glue so that you can apply your Hawaiian lei and your embellishments. So don't get too heavy-handed with the glue when you're applying the petals, because they'll stick. Just need a good amount, you know, just a good amount of glue on the back, but not in globs. You don't want globs of glue. And just lay them right back where you took them from. Okay, almost done. And the fleece, you know, you can always get like scraps of fleece. If let's say you have the color in your bag, right? You want to add more colors. You can always get like scraps of fleece from the local craft stores, like Joann's. They have a lot of different remnants left over that you can pick up and use to get different colors instead of having to buy a lot of yardage. Okay, if you want to just get a strip, I think they allow you to get like up to 6 inches. And that's more than enough to make your petals. Okay, almost there. Okay, is this one glued? Yes, this one's glued. Okay, so all of my petals are glued on, as you can see. Okay, that looks pretty cool. All right, now I have a green lei here, right? But I think I want to change my lei because I do have a purple one. And I think I might like the purple. Let's see, I also have yellow. Okay, so let's see what looks good. I have this purple. That's a lot of purple, don't you think? What do you think? I think that looks pretty good, actually. I like that, the different shades of purple. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to go with the purple. Okay, now again, we have to glue this on. All right, so now once I determine how much I need of this lei, I'm going to cut it. Okay, all right, so I cut it. Now it will start to unravel, so that's where you need to start gluing first. All right, glue that on first. Okay, start on one side and just apply glue. You can apply it on the top of the petals and on the part of the hat. It makes it easier to lay the lei on your hat. You see that? I'm just applying it right to the top of the petals and on the dome, the edge of the dome of the hat, okay? And then as you go, just place your lei in place like that. Just continue going around till you get a nice coating of glue to secure your lei. Okay, just bring it on around like this and secure it. There you go. So I got my purple lei on my hat. That looks pretty cool, right? Yeah, I like that. That looks great. Okay, now I got my word blessed. All right, we have to attach that somewhere, okay? So I'm going to attach it right there. Right here at the top. You know what? I'm going to turn this around because I want to camouflage where I started that. All right, so I'm just going to attach my word blessed right there. All right, again, we're going to apply some glue to the back of the word. Okay, put a good amount because the word, some of the words are kind of heavy in thickness. So you want to make sure that it's securely on your, when it dries, that it's securely on your wreath. Okay? And just lay the word right there. Now don't worry. You see how there's some glue coming through the letters? Don't worry about that. It will dry clear. Okay? All right, so that's my word blessed. Okay? Okay, now the next thing is I have some embellishments here. All right, remember the ladybug that I had there? In this kit, I have a butterfly. I have some hearts, which I think I'm gonna put my hearts right here. Yeah, I think I'll put my hearts right there, right? Then I had a bumblebee, all right? That's too much yellow. So I'm not going to put my bumblebee there, but I'll put my bumblebee, maybe I'll put my bumblebee down here. And I got a butterfly. So maybe I'll add my butterfly right there. What do you think so far? Is it too much? Too little? Too late. Let's see. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to take off the hearts. I'm not feeling the hearts. I'll put my butterfly there, my bumblebee there, and my heart, my butterfly over here. And then I have some flowers too, but I don't think I want to put the flower on there. I think I'm just going to go with the bumblebee, and I'll bring my butterfly down here like that. That's what I'm going to put on mine, okay? Like I said, there was extra things in my kit, but I'm not going to use those. I'm just going to use these. So again, we're going to add some glue. Oh wait, I'm sorry. For the bumblebee, I think this is pretty sticky. Yeah, that's pretty sticky. So you can just stick that on like that. All right? But the butterfly, you have to add glue to it. So I'll just add some glue in spots so that it sticks nicely on my, I'll put some on the antennas. Is that what they're called, antennas? No, not on animals, not on butterflies. I forget what they're called. Okay. So, and again, I'm gonna put my butterfly down here, like that. Okay. Again, don't worry about the glue showing, the whiteness in the glue. It will dry clear. And there's my my wreath. Now, one last thing is, I'm going to give you a piece of string or a piece of embroidery floss for you to be able to hang it, okay? So you take the embroidery floss and just stick it through wherever you can so that you can hang it on. Now, I should have used a needle. I could use a scissor to put a hole in it. or go underneath. I want to go underneath one of the straw strands. So I'm just going to take this and go right underneath it with my embroidery floss. If you have a needle or something, or a pin or something that you can push it through, you know what? A toothpick. A toothpick works on everything, okay? Take your toothpick and just push your embroidery floss right through there, right up underneath a piece of the straw. Okay, pull it through, and then just tie a little knot at the top so you can hang it. You can hang it easily. I tried hanging it just using the dome of the hat, but it wouldn't stay on the hook. So what happened? Oh, my words. Oh, my pieces came off because I didn't let it dry. Okay, wait, let me add some more glue here. See, remember I said the words can be very heavy. So not only did it take the word off, but it also took some of the petals off. So I'm going to put this back in place right here, like this. And I'll just show you quickly what it should look like when you hang it up. But I'm going to hold this in place so it doesn't fall off again. Okay, so this is how it should look. Okay, with your string in the back of the hat so you can hang it. Okay? Very simple to make, and it makes a nice wreath for your door. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's craft, and I hope you get some good use out of your wreath. Remember to register early so that you can get all of the pieces from the kit. Contact the Linden Recreation Department at 908-474-8600 or call or register on Community Pass. I want to thank you for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed the craft, and I'll see you next time in the Crafting Corner. Take care. Bye now.